Hello. Okay, so I'm hoping to do a couple of longer trips on the bike this year, just to get out and about a bit, enjoy some of the scenery, and push myself to do things on my own. With regards to that, whilst it's a fantastically comfortable bike, the luggage system doesn't really exist. And because I worry when I stop, I want to be able to lock things away. I've put the side cases on, which are fine for daily use, but I picked up this dodgy 90s top box on eBay, very cheap. I don't have the quick release plate and I can't find a proper one anywhere online. So today I'm going to try and make a plate mounting system for the luggage rack that this will bolt to. So, can we do it? Okay, that's the sissy bar off, nice and easy. And we're just left with the solid luggage rack, which could do with a clean, on which to mount our box. Now time for measuring. Okay, so now we have to get the measurements underneath. Because it is annoyingly curved, I'm going to try and cheat and just use a bit of the old greaseproof paper, bunged in and felt it round. So that's now going to go wrong. Okay, well, after some trial, some error, a lot more trial and a lot more error, and my trusty Swiss Army knife because nothing else works, we have a rough template made from greaseproof paper, which now just makes me want sausages. Okay, so we have our template, and this is just on some dodgy old thin picture backing general ply, which is fairly crappy, but it will do for now. It'll certainly do for purpose. And all we're going to do is cut round it to give us our wooden template. So there we go, dodgy old jigsaw. Because everything I own is kind of a combination of elderly and dodgy, but somehow barely used. So there we go. Don't follow any of my DIY tips at home because I don't know what I'm doing and frankly I'm dangerous. Well, other than the bit I completely fucked up, that might work. And our survey says far too small, but it's in there, and actually by the time I put the tape around the edge and everything I should get away with that, although I'll just go a little bit bigger on the metal one, so almost a win. Okay, we're getting art and crafty again now. We'll cut obviously from there. If I do a thicker line, no, I'm still going to have to cut up there, so let's do a slightly thicker line because it's far too small, so I know where to go. And if I go for the outside of the line, we should be right. It's going to be untidy anyway because I'm using the angle grinder, which is a fairly new tool for me, and the last time I used it the disc exploded. Isn't that pretty? Clamp. Okay, when I say I'm inexperienced with an angle grinder, I mean it. That is, I've used it once since I got it, and the disc literally exploded. So the hope now is, can I change the disc? Okay, I've swapped out for a metal grinding disc. Just using a couple of cheap clamps because I don't have a vice. But something's better than nothing, surely. Here we go. Do we get hipster fireworks? Okay, so we have our metal bit, our wooden bit. That needs a lot of cleaning up around there, which I'll probably do with sandpaper or something. They don't match, but you know, near enough. And they both fit, which is the important bit, although they need to go the other way around, like so. So they both fit, they both match. I'm going to take this shit off because, you know, otherwise I'll just rip through anything. And then I'm just going to gaffer tape around the outside to create a seal to stop some of the liquid, some of the moisture getting in. And that won't fucking last, but if I gaffer tape it, it's easier to take apart than if I glue it. But the important bit is, they fit. And then we can get our pilot holes, and away we go. Progress! Okay, there we go. Wood, metal, doesn't look the best, but it fits, and it's solid, and it's fine that side. But quite frankly, I've used the gaffer because this is, as I say, cheap shitty plywood, which will just get moisture in like that. And if I glue it, it's a lot harder to take apart than if I just use gaffer. And frankly, I know my DIY skills. If it's not got gaffer edging on it at least somewhere, something's gone wrong and it never looks quite finished. So there we go, nicely fitted, nicely coming through the top. Now to do the leather pad and the drilling of the box. Okay, that's about the right size with the leather padding for the other side. I've gone around the size of the rack and not the size of the thing, because it's just going to be glued to the underside of the box anyway. And the idea is to stop the plastic of the box banging directly on the metal, just to give it a little bit of padding. Now we stretch my arts and crafts to their absolute limit and see if I can cut out a shape from leather with what are apparently the world's worst kitchen scissors. Cut, you bastard, you bastard. Come on. I'm bloody awful with arts and crafts. Basically, when we got past gluing pasta to a plate, and when stick figures weren't greeted with rapturous applause, that's basically when I stopped being able to keep up. Well, I always enjoy making things. I'm just very, 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 very bad at it. But hey, isn't it the journey? Isn't it the making that's supposed to give you joy? Oh, as you just buy something. Anyway. Ta-da! Isn't that lovely? Cool. So, the trick now, I want to line up my holes. Giggity goo. Let's just see how this works on. That's going to work absolutely beautifully. So I know not to use the centre one. That's going to sit really nicely. So it's a case of marking up where the holes need to be. Because the plan is, the theory, if I go through the leather, I can mark where the holes need to be. That should then line them up with the metal and wood, which will sort me out. But first I need to know how big the holes need to be, because I don't think just the fucking bolts are going to work. Well, it might do. First of all, do I actually have any fucking bolts? I haven't checked. Okay, so I've got my guide holes in my leather, and I've got it clamped, and I need to transfer the guide holes onto here so I can actually drill through. Then it'll be easier to put on the box. So I've got my holes, just a reamer on the penknife. So all I'm doing is putting a mark on the wood, like that. Because now I know where to drill. Come on. And of course, because I'm using shitty, really shitty wood, it marks nice and easily. Okay. Yep. Yeah, they're all fine. Excellent. Alright, now I need to drill through and get the bolts to fit. I had bolts I was going to use, but like a twat I lost them. Fortunately my neighbour came to the rescue with some spares. Let's get drilling. God damn, I'd love a pillar drill. So it's going through, it's going through. I can imagine my CDT teacher and a lot of you watching this and going, what the fuck is he doing? He's a danger! I'm a danger that's doing it for myself. Moment of truth, because I've got a smaller drill bit than I have bolts. I was hoping I could screw them through. Okay, so I need to enlarge those holes somewhat. Hopefully, now I'm through, the larger drill bit will just open them up a little bit, because I don't have an 8mm metal bit. Perfect. Okay, so now we line this up on here, and we should be able to get that look central, and we should just be able to mark our holes again. Hoping I can do it with a knife, just to mark a place. You know what, fuck it, I'm feeling brave, I'm just going to go try and go straight through. What could go wrong, huh? Everything. I can't believe I got away with that. I'm a danger to myself. I'm a danger to myself. I'm a danger, a massive danger. I'm a danger to myself and everyone else. Okay, moment of truth. Have we done it or have we fucked it up? I like that. I'm pleased with that. Excellent. I mean, the bolts are still massively long, but hey, fuck it. Doesn't matter if they stick out the bottom a bit. I can always trim them down if I need to. Sweet. Okay, so here we are, the finished product. Now we have one back box secured to one bike. That's going absolutely nowhere. Yes, the bolts are too long and they need rubber washers, but I've ordered some more bolts and some washers, and once that's done I'll get the Loctite on them. Just our neat 5 bolts in here, which is going to be fine. So that is a win. Yay! Okay, so let's do a quick summary, because what kind of mental health channel would this be if I didn't try and crowbar some kind of spurious point or moral into a DIY video. Basically, have I achieved what I set out to do in terms of DIY? Yes. Did I succeed? Depends on your metric. If your metric is I achieved what I set out to do, without losing any digits, any limbs, nothing was on fire, nothing got cut off, and I didn't have a full-scale meltdown, then yes, I absolutely did. I did a thing, totally unsupervised, which is something of a miracle. So yeah, today I did a thing, and I'm pleased with myself for doing a thing. Whether I actually put the thing to use and managed to go away on my own is another point entirely. but we'll come to that. So if you think, "Arg, I can't do the thing," because I've never cut metal with an angle grinder before. I literally learnt today how to change the disc, and it's the first time I've used it without a disc exploding on me. So yeah, if you think, "Arg, I can't do it," fuck it. What's the worst that could happen? Technically, in this point, the worst that could happen is you cut something off, but what's the worst that could happen if I follow basic health and safety principles? Give it a punt. As ever, if you've enjoyed this, bung us a like, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you soon. Bye!